All right, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Surprise, surprise to no one. It really happened. All right, so here's the deal. I don't know a lot about the situation. All I know is I'm not surprised. Just like I'm not surprised about the JJ Redick thing. This was all a script. It was all going to happen. It was inevitable. And now LeBron's gonna re-sign for the max or whatever deal he's gonna get for 3 years. It's all so predictable at this point. So Bronny James, he's gonna play with his dad in LA. He's an LA Laker now. Yep, it's real. It's real. So my condolences to you Laker fans. This is like the ultimate circus. I've never seen a circus like this. However, I don't know the details. I've been busy all day. I only caught wind of this because a buddy of mine sent me a text showing me that it was real and it happened. Because he didn't believe me when I said, oh yeah, it's going to happen. Just wait for it. And here we are now. So anyways, I've got a video from somebody I haven't checked out on this channel, the Flight Mike. And yeah, huge channel. I used to watch his content quite a bit, but I haven't in a while. So we're going to check out this video. It's called The Los Angeles Lakers Really Did It. And for those of you who don't know the situation, let's figure it out together. As always, I'm going to put the original video down below in the description if you want to watch it without my commentary. Everybody else, let's go to the circus.
This is a serious business. Just drafting this kid just because of I'm going to get his dad. Like I don't think a GM would really allow that.
Yeah, I think when you're doing the GM is your dad, is the GM. Yeah, it's gonna be allowed, kid.
Put in the work and I'd get drafted because of.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a crazy 24-hour period in basketball. I mean, going all the way back to Mikal Bridges getting traded to the New York Knicks.
Yeah, shout out to New York fans. Mikal Bridges, he was one of the best on our Suns. Like fantastic young talent. Him combining with your foundation in New York, you guys are looking really good next year.
Would the Knicks be able to retain OG Anunoby? And they did. Denny Avdia got traded to the Portland Trail Blazers from the Washington Wizards. Davion Mitchell just got traded as well. And now we know the future of LeBron James's son. But the Los Angeles Lakers are clearly up to something here. And I don't want to get too ahead of myself as a Laker fan, but I'm starting to feel a little bit more optimistic. So before we get to the content,
really?
We've been uploading like crazy. So make sure you subscribe and turn on our notifications because we are on the grind to 1 million subscribers. And now that we get all that out of the way, cue the intro.
Oh man, what is there even to say? I can't believe it. You ever be able to say I can't believe it, but you totally can? Because that's where I'm at right now. Like, this was all destined to happen, but I can't believe this is reality.
Check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? It has been a very difficult year for Los Angeles Laker fans. I mean, we literally had to sit back and watch Darvin Ham collect a check while just keeping his hands in his pockets while squandering 2 years of LeBron James's extended prime. Yes, I know it sounds weird calling a 39-year-old in his prime, but the man averaged 25.7 points per game, 8.3 assists per game, 7.3 rebounds per game, and shot 41% from 3. I don't care how old he is, man. I'm not even a LeBron fan. You can't squander this level of production. And it also puts LeBron James in an unprecedented scenario. You see, LeBron James is set to hit free agency. And there's a huge question of what should the Los Angeles Lakers pay LeBron? I mean, how much money do you give up to a player that is going to turn 40 this year that is still...
If he was Michael Jordan, you'd pay him $1 million. Because that's what happened with MJ. And then he would donate it to charity.
As productive as ever and hasn't really shown any signs of slowing down. LeBron James has been so obscenely good that he might be the very first 40-year-old to get a 3-year, $160 million max contract. And the Lakers are prepared to offer him that amount according to Dave McMenamin. The Los Angeles Lakers continue to be committed to re-signing LeBron James this offseason and are prepared to offer him the maximum 3-year, $160 million he is eligible to sign if he opts out. He could also opt into...
What is that, 53? $53.33 million per year? Would you guys pay LeBron James that much money right now? Like, wow. If he sucks up all that money, how the hell are they supposed to do any damage? Like, how are they supposed to win if he's taking all that money? $162 million. Good God.
His contract for this season at $51.4 million, and then signed an extension in late August that would pay him $162 million over 3 seasons. In this scenario, LeBron would make $2 million more, but he would not be eligible to add a no trade clause the way he would if he opts for free agency. Throughout his career, LeBron James has been the master of his own destiny. He always chose where he wanted to go. He always made sure that he didn't get hit with any surprises, unless if, I don't know, he decided to fire his head coach.
Or when Kyrie said F you and got out of there.
By the way, he had nothing to do with JJ Redick getting hired. I just wanted to mention that.
Right.
At least that's what JJ Redick says.
LeBron and I did not talk about the Lakers job until Thursday afternoon, about 30 minutes after I was offered the job. And that was very intentional on both our parts. I knew I had an understanding that he did not want to be involved in this. And for me, I didn't want to go down the path of hypotheticals with someone that I consider a friend and someone that I have a great amount of respect for.
With that being said,
You know what's funny and sad at the same time about that whole thing? I watched that whole press conference, by the way. It was hilarious. But there are some people, quite a few people out there that will believe every word that JJ Redick just said and take that as truth. Like, without looking at any of the evidence, that's so clear how involved LeBron James was in his coach, JJ, being hired. Like, literally, podcast and everything. And some people out there are really going to be that gullible and go, oh, he said that, LeBron had nothing to do with it. He didn't want to be involved, right? Okay. And what about Bronny James? There's going to be people who think, oh, yeah, well, Bronny's a good kid, so they drafted him. Had nothing to do with his dad. Like, it shocks me how gullible some people are. But I'm not that gullible, so that's why I was able to see this happen. I was like, this is going to, JJ's going to get hired, then Bronny's going to get in, and then they're going to, I didn't know they're going to give LeBron like $53 million a year. That's a lot. But yeah, I guess. All I was ever hoping for is that they didn't come to the Suns. That's all I ever cared about, was that they didn't come to Phoenix, because Bronny was working out here in Phoenix and I was terrified. That was the only wild card that could have changed this script.
That it really is up to LeBron what he wants to do here. I would expect him to make $2 million less and opt for a scenario where he has a no trade clause in his contract.
For sure.
But so far, all signs are pointing towards LeBron James staying with the Lakers. I mean, the Lakers have done everything that he's wanted so far. Even though he wasn't really involved in the head coaching search, the fact that they hired his podcast partner over James Borrego must have made him very happy. But that's not all LeBron James wanted. If you remember, LeBron James has a history of subtly hinting to the Lakers that you need to do what I want, or else things might be different. You remember what he said last year when they lost in the Western Conference Finals?
I got a lot to think about, to be honest. And just for me personally, going forward with the game of basketball, I got a lot to think about.
What about this past year when the Los Angeles Lakers lost in the first round, and then he magically appears in a Cleveland Cavaliers home playoff game in the middle of the game to make sure everybody notices him walking in? LeBron James has always been very calculated, and it's not always to suggest that he is going to leave the team, but rather that he wants specific things to be done. I mean, he literally said he wished that he was out there playing with Kyrie Irving right before the NBA Finals.
All this stuff, he was just doing it to put pressure on Jeannie Buss. It's clear as day. We know what he's doing. He was playing hardball, and it worked, because now he got the coach he wanted and he got his son. Two underqualified people that he wanted. JJ's never coached anything beyond middle school, and Bronny barely played in college and averaged like 6 points a game or something like that. These are two underqualified people. Imagine what the rest of the players and on the Lakers must feel like. I feel for you fans, but I also feel for that roster that they have. I mean, imagine that. You're in the prime of your career, and you now have to deal with an untrained coach, and you wasted a draft pick on Bronny James just to make LeBron James happy. Like, how do you think they feel? It's screwed up.
Sitting here watching it, I'm playing like so and happy and so proud and to watch him and continue his growth or whatever the case may be. And at the same time, I'm so mad at the same time that I am not his running mate anymore.
So what else would LeBron James want? Well, LeBron James had an idea of what coach he wanted. Even though he's not coming out and saying it, you don't need to be a genius to figure out that this man wanted JJ Redick.
Yeah.
On top of that, LeBron James may have wanted a brand new contract, which the Lakers are willing to give him. He'd want a much improved roster, which has caused him some trouble in the past because there's a huge difference in philosophy between himself and the Los Angeles Lakers in regards to how to do that. And finally, he wants the Lakers to draft his son. We're gonna get to that in a little bit. Let's talk about point number 3, because we discussed the first 2 points already. Before the NBA draft, the Los Angeles Lakers made the number 17 pick available. The team is looking for a significant contributor next to LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Jeremy Grant was on the Lakers wish list, and Jonas Valanciunas was mentioned as a possible signing. I mentioned this so many times in previous videos that the era of the big 3 is over, and even in years past when you had the big 3, they weren't as dominant as they were supposed to be. I mean, when LeBron James formed the Miami Heat big 3, they famously said this:
down here to win championships.
No,
not one,
no.
championships.
No.
2, not 3, not 4, not 5.
Not 5, not 6.
When the Boston
Not
Celtics Big
7.
Three were formed, they were supposed to win many championships. Now, Boston only won 1 championship, and the Miami Heat Big Three made it to 4 NBA Finals, but they only won 2 championships, which is still remarkable, but it's not this.
3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7.
Hey, at least I'll give the Miami Heat credit. They won 2. Boston won 1. My stupid Suns big 3 with big fat 0.
CBA makes it nearly impossible to form one of these big 3s. It even makes it difficult to have a big 2. If in years past Rob Pelinka has wanted the Los Angeles Lakers to have high-end role players and a ton of depth, it seems like this year he's switching his tune a little bit.
Well, at the trade deadline, we had 1 first-round draft pick. It was our only sort of hook to fish with. And this summer, in June, we, at the time of the draft, will have 3 first-round draft picks to look for deals, which I think will really unlock an access to potentially a greater or bigger swing. And we didn't want to shoot a small, bullet now that would only lead to very marginal improvement at the expense of making a much bigger and more impactful movement potentially in June and July.
Now here's the thing, the Los Angeles Lakers do have 3 future first round picks to offer in a trade, and yes, you can make an argument that those future first round picks are much more valuable than any picks in the NBA.
Yeah, when LeBron leaves and he's finally going to retire, you're going to need to clean up the mess. You're going to need some draft picks. You need some fresh young talent at that point.
These are going to be picks in the post-LeBron era.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you want to make such a trade, you would have to give up Austin Reeves. And I don't know if you guys heard, the Los Angeles Lakers currently have a brand new head coach. And in his introductory interview, JJ Redick made sure to highlight the Los Angeles Lakers role players and younger players as opposed to LeBron and AD. I mean, listen to what Redick said about Rui Hachimura during his introductory press conference.
I saw this.
Yeah, I thought he had a fantastic year last year. Beyond just the Lakers and LeBron and Anthony Davis, I'm excited about some of the younger guys on this roster and helping them. I had great conversations this weekend. 2 that I had that I loved were my conversation with Austin and my conversation with Rui. And, I think for him, in terms of how I envision sort of him on this team, like I want him shooting more 3s. So that's a big part of it. I brought up the offensive rebounding. I think he can really become an elite offensive rebounder as we sort of build out our offensive system and how we're going to play. When we start incorporating movement and cutting, Roy can be an excellent cutter, and part of that is because we're going to manipulate screening angles. He's going to get mismatches, and he can really score at the basket if he has smaller players on him.
Bro,
Hold on, before he gets into it, one thing that JJ really emphasized on that press conference was the importance of everybody on the team buying into the system, like his system. And I couldn't help but laugh because I was just thinking, oh my God, dude, like you've got LeBron James there. Like he's not going to respect you or like buy into your system. JJ's got to buy into the LeBron system. I think he knows that, and he's just like saying BS up there on stage. He's not that dumb. There's no way JJ's that dumb. But it was funny to hear because it's just like, dude, you had to have figured it out by now. LeBron James coaches the team. You know, no one's buying into your system because their leader, LeBron, is not going to buy into your system. So it's going to be whatever LeBron says goes. Good luck.
I honestly got goosebumps watching this introductory press conference because JJ actually knows ball.
Of course he does.
It's kind of crazy. I'm used to Darvin Ham just sitting down and putting his hands in his pockets and then drawing on a whiteboard that you need to contest without fouling. I'm not used to this level of intricate details for the offense. But if you do that, then chances are you're not going to be able to swing that huge trade for Trae Young or DeJounte Murray. So it's crazy because according to Sam Amick, LeBron and AD reportedly want the Lakers to go all in on another elite player.
Oh, boy.
If the franchise cornerstones had their way, the Lakers would prove their desire to win this week by going all in for another elite player.
Hey, guys, maybe they'll get Russell Westbrook again.
The last time we did that, we went all in for Russell Westbrook, and you saw how that worked out. Shams counters this point, and you can see there's a bit of a conflict in the front office because listen to what Shams had to say about JJ Redick's opinion on Austin Reeves.
I don't see any scenario where they're moving Austin Reeves this offseason. JJ Redick, if anyone's seen the way JJ Redick has been glowing about Austin Reeves, JJ Redick wants Austin Reeves to really fulfill his potential, whether that's being an all-star caliber player, whatever it is. He has high hopes for Austin Reeves.
So that being said, what would the Los Angeles Lakers do with the 17th overall pick in the NBA draft? Well, they would actually strike gold with the 17th overall pick. Now look, I do think a part of this is theatrical because the moment the Lakers selected Dalton Connect, you saw tweets like this saying Rob Pelinka says JJ Redick immediately began drawing up pin downs and ATO sets on a whiteboard for Dalton Connect for next season. I mean, I appreciate the energy and the enthusiasm, and I hope it's true, but I'm kind of concerned because Stephen A. Smith seems to really approve of the Los Angeles Lakers pick of Dalton Connect.
LeBron James is gonna get you open shots. Anthony Davis kicks it out to somebody. He don't need bricklayers. They don't need construction workers. They need a shooter. This is Connect. I love the name, by the way. Connect. That's what he brings to the table.
Connect. It's like the old Xbox attachment.
This is the pick you were supposed to get. Way to go, Lakers. Way to go. That's what you needed to do.
I am very afraid for Laker Nation.
Oh, stop it, man. Come on, man.
I feel awful for them.
Really?
So bad.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Celebration.
They should be concerned.
Rob Pelinka
should be concerned.
shaking hands there with JJ.
Way to
Talk to
go.
them before the pick.
Way to go, Rob Pelinka. Way to go, JJ.
And historically, Stephen A. has given takes like this.
Villanova doesn't have a real NBA prospect on their squad.
But personally, I love this selection. We're in the era of the NBA where we need high-end role players that could sit back and shoot the three. And Dalton Connect is a 6'5" shooting guard that could switch on to the three. Last year, he shot 50% from the field and 39.7% from three. To give you an idea of how big of a value this is, if you go to the ESPN mock draft by Jonathan Givony and Jeremy Wu, number 1 Zachary Risache, which we made our own video on last night. Number 2 is Alex Sarr. Number 3 was Reed Shefford. Number 4 was Stephon Castle. Number 5 was Matas Buzelis. And number 6 was supposed to be Dalton Connect. It's kind of crazy because they really hit on this draft except for number 5 and number 6, but number 7 was supposed to be Donovan Clingan. So I think it's a great get for the Los Angeles Lakers, and Rob Pelinka believes the same as well.
We would have never imagined a player as skilled and sort of perfect for our needs would be there for us as Dalton Connect. We had him, as a top 10 player unanimously across our scouting boards. I was at the SEC tournament scouting him extensively, and in my mind was like, there's no way a player like this could be available for us to pick on draft night. So across the board, just couldn't be happier.
And by the conclusion of the NBA draft, there's no question about it, LeBron James got most of his items on his checklist fulfilled. He claims he didn't want JJ Redick as his head coach. I refuse to believe that.
Good. Don't drink the punch, man.
that he didn't care if he played with Bronny James, but come on, bro.
Yeah.
We have so many clips of him saying otherwise.
Yep.
For Bronny's future. To be happy and find happiness in whatever it is that he does.
I want him to get to the NBA. I'm not even gonna lie. I want to be on the same. I want to be on the court with him. I think that would be an unbelievable moment. Bronny is number one on my list.
That's dope.
He's number one on my list that I want to play with for sure.
And he wanted the Los Angeles Lakers to make improvements to the
Oh,
roster,
boy.
and free agency is right around the corner, so that remains to be seen. But I think so far they did a good job in the NBA draft. The Los Angeles Lakers officially selected Bronny James with the 55th pick in the 2024 NBA draft in the second round. So the drafting of Bronny James had a lot of drama to it because, according to Bob Myers, Rich Paul was calling teams making absurd threats to make sure Bronny didn't get drafted.
Right now, Rich Paul's calling teams, don't take Bronny James. He's telling them, do not take him. Okay?
No way.
He's saying, don't take him. If you take him, he's going to Australia. So he has a plan and he has a place.
But he's not telling the Lakers.
I don't know if he's telling one team that.
How do I feel about
Whoa. Is that even allowed? Well, my next question was going to be, I'm kind of surprised that no other team in the league drafted him just to force an awesome trade. You know, all right, I'll give you Bronny, you give me like Austin Reeves or something. You know, give us AD, we'll give you Bronny. But were they? Yeah, I guess Clutch Sports doing their usual bully tactic thing, just threatening other teams. Good stuff. Lakers. Good stuff.
this? Guys, with all due respect, it's really not that big of a deal. I mean, given what LeBron James has done for the Los Angeles Lakers, given how the pick isn't that valuable at all whatsoever, I really could care less that we selected Bronny with the 55th pick in the NBA draft. Historically, these picks don't really pan out anyway, so you might as well make a pick that would make LeBron James happy. And this is coming from a guy that isn't necessarily a LeBron James fan. It's just...
I don't know. He said that twice. I'm starting to doubt. I think he is a LeBron James fan. If not, why would he continue to repeat it? He said it twice this video.
Who are you going to select at this particular time? At the end of the day, I feel like the Los Angeles Lakers' prerogative is to do everything they possibly can to make LeBron James come back. And at this point, it seems like they're doing that. Now, if Bronny James wasn't LeBron James' son, would he have been drafted? I highly doubt it. I mean, the guy averaged 4.8 points per game, shot sub 30% from beyond the arc, shot sub 40% from the field. He really should have stayed in USC, in my personal opinion. Yep. But since he's LeBron James' son, there's no question about it. He has a spot on the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, I know what people might be thinking.
Mike, this sounds like nepotism, and well...
A great philosopher that happens to block me on Twitter has a nice little commentary on whether or not this is nepotism.
I don't want to hear these charges, people talking about nepotism.
No,
the NBA is full of nepotism.
Full of it.
The ownership level, front offices, coaching. Yep. I don't want to hear it all of a sudden because of Bronny James's father plays for the Lakers. Right. It is rampant in this league.
Now, the important thing for me is whether or not Bronny James actually is going to play. And if he does play, how is his development timeline going to be like? Well, Rob Pelinka actually commented on that.
Screw what Rob Pelinka says, it's going to be a lie. Let's just be real. Beginning, he won't play, but eventually... JJ's the coach for a reason. LeBron James put this in place for a reason. So JJ's going to have to play Bronny a little bit, of course. Absolutely. So any other team he would have went to in the league, he probably would have been cut before the season. Bronny is not getting cut. Bronny is going to play. He's not going to start, but he's going to play. That way we get those visuals of LeBron James and his son playing basketball together. Like, he needs this. Like, LeBron needs this for his legacy at this point. He needs to do something to just, like, I don't even know. I don't know what it is, but he needs this. He's been talking about this for years. So it's going to be the final piece in his legacy. He gets to play with his son. I guarantee you Bronny James is playing average probably 5 to 10 minutes a game next season. It's going to start out slow, but I'm telling you, by the end of it, Bronny's going to get some play time.
Good question. You know, Coach and I are in the process of building out his staff as we speak, but as we talked about in our opening press conference, we really want to take kind of an innovative and new look at how players are developed. And that archetype will be wrapped around Bronny and the other players that we, get on two ways as we bring guys in. And the young players we already have on our roster. So
what is his future going to look like? Well, according to Adrian Wojnarowski, he expects Bronny to do wonders in the G League, and this is going to result in a plethora of G League jersey sales.
G League, he will pack G League arenas, merchandising, all of those make him an attractive player, whether it's late first round or second round. So I think certainly his opportunity to play in the NBA is there.
So if you happen to be interested in a Bronny James G League jersey, we're going to put this to the test. I'm going to give away 3 Bronny James G League jerseys if he makes it to the G League. All you have to do to enter is subscribe and turn on our notifications on this channel, and we'll give additional jerseys away on Twitter. At the end of the day, so far, if I had to grade the Los Angeles Lakers offseason, I'd give them a B+. An A+ would have been getting Dan Hurley, but I actually think JJ Redick knows what he's talking about. An F would have been selecting Bronny James with your first round pick, but they selected a player that would have been in the top 10. I entered the offseason feeling a little bit more pessimistic, and now I'm feeling a little bit more optimistic. But you know who should be feeling optimistic? The Golden State Warriors feel like they have a great chance at trading for Paul George, and it could very well happen. How? Well, we have a whole video dedicated to that. I'll meet you guys over there, and aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.
Damn. All right. What's left to say, guys? What's left to say? Are you surprised? Are you surprised? And if you are, why? Why are you surprised? We knew this was going to happen. Oh my God. I really have nothing to say. Yeah, I really have nothing to say about it. I'm so not surprised. Bronny James, LA Laker, playing with his dad, JJ Redick, coach. What else would LeBron do? Because LeBron's the GM. So, of course, all this happened. Okay, I guess we can swerve the conversation. Does anybody think that this is a positive thing? Like My Flight Mike here or whatever is kind of optimistic about everything going on. Are you guys optimistic on what the Lakers have just done over the last week? Yeah, I got nothing else to say. Guys. We'll see how this plays out. The circus has expanded. It's gotten bigger. And LA Lakers fans, once again, the only thing I do have to say is my condolences to you guys. Like, you guys are fucked for a little while. You're stuck. You're stuck in this shithole for at least another year. Maybe up to 3 years. So my condolences go out to you. Yeah, let's just have a random conversation in the comments, because I'm just so dumbfounded that this is actual reality. This is the world we live in, and this is professional sports, and this is how business is conducted now. Not a fan. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here, and I'm gonna do the After Dark video here in just a second. I'm gonna cover the Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal part 3, the final part of that video. I'm actually looking forward to that. That is like basketball I love. This circus show is like stuff, I almost didn't even do a video on this because it was just so stupid. This whole thing's so stupid. All right, everybody, I'll see you in a little bit for the After Dark episode. Okay. All right, peace out.